Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me once more on the Abundant Life today. I'm so happy to have a special guest with me to talk about anxiety and nutrition. You do not want to miss this. It's going to be good. So remember to subscribe, click the bell to be notified of new videos, and you stay right there because I will be right back. Let's talk some more about the physiology. What's that about, and how does that impact or people's anxiety levels?
Yeah. So, first thing we want to make sure we're getting the good nutrients in, step one, and limiting
Right.
some problem foods, especially some that can cause some inflammation and sensitivity that we discussed. But then the second part is once we get the nutrients in, we want to make sure that our bodies are actually functioning properly, using those nutrients
Okay.
to rebalance and build adequate amounts of neurotransmitters. And what that looks like from a
Mhm.
functional medicine or functional nutrition side is there's two systems in the body that
Okay.
really impact this or influence it. And one of them is digestion. Our whole digestive system, and you've said this before too yourself, it's really the second brain, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the reasons it's called that, when you feel nervous or you feel anxious, what do you feel? You feel it in your gut. You feel that
Right in the gut. Mm-hmm.
crampy or nauseating
Yeah.
or butterflies in your stomach. Yeah.
Or like no appetite, you can't even eat, and just it causes indigestion too.
Yes.
Digest it properly. Yeah.
There are so many times when someone has maybe anxiety or depression as their main complaint,
Mm-hmm.
when they're wanting to lose weight or do that, sure enough, there's some GI issues there. There's definitely impacts
Interesting.
because really the gut is the second brain. And part of the reason, one of the main reasons really, is because all of our neurotransmitters, especially serotonin, which is our anti anxiety neurotransmitter, is manufactured in our gut.
Wow.
Levels of
Powerful.
neurotransmitter, yeah, are actually made, synthesized, manufactured, put together, made available based on what we call our microbiome. So it's all the healthy bacterias, fungi, parasite, yeast, all of that in our gut. That combination,
Mm-hmm.
literally, Samantha, we have more microbes in our gut than we do cells in our bodies.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
It
I had no
impacts
idea.
our very DNA. The microbiome is like our fingerprint. It impacts how our genes are expressed.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has a gene or a predisposition towards, let's say, breast cancer, like the BRCA gene. You
Mm-hmm.
can choose based on your environment and your nutritional status, your health profile, your microbiome balance, whether or not that gene is going to be expressed. There's multiple factors, but that's a big one.
Amazing.
Yeah, and so when we eat foods that are cultured, have good bacteria in them,
Mm-hmm.
fermented, so kefir, Kef, excuse me, IR, that's like a yogurty type of drink
Mm-hmm.
that is eaten in many cultures. It's flavored some and plain. It can get plain. It tastes a little bit like buttermilk. It's thinner. That's an example of a fermented dairy that we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Cultured sour cream, even not all sour cream on the store is cultured. It has to say it, so it has live active bacterias that are good.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I'm sure there's some foods maybe in Jamaica that historically cultures have eaten, people
Mm-hmm.
groups I should say, because I'm using the word culture too much, but people groups have eaten cultured foods or good bacteria. In fact, that's how people for generations preserved
Yes.
harvest. And so they would culture things just by adding a little bit of sea salt and water. Or nowadays, we can even get a vegetable culture or get a sourdough starter culture, get a kefir starter culture for some, just right online, really easy. But eating having these what we call probiotic
It's
foods.
about to say probiotic. Okay. So
Yes,
'cause we normally get the capsules, the probiotic
yes,
capsule. Okay.
yeah, we definitely
That's
that
really
helps to
good.
really give our bodies the good bacteria balance. So the
Mm,
more that microbiome is nourished with good bacterias, the more efficient it's going to be in manufacturing these neurotransmitters. But if we have
wow.
this,
Powerful.
isn't that interesting?
Very interesting. And I think I'm so happy that we're learning more as, medicine continues to, improve and be more modern in terms of how they're assessing things. And, that's important information that all that is happening in our guts. And, we need probiotics, we need the good bacteria.
Mhm.
And I don't think, some people might not even have thought about that, but that means it needs to be a part of our daily diets.
And it's awesome because really a culturing of food, whether it's a
Mhm.
vegetable or whether it's a grain, if we sour a grain, that's culturing, it's adding good bacteria. Whether we
Okay.
culture a dairy, a yogurt is, but that doesn't have as many strains of bacteria as like a kefir would.
Mhm.
Then you're actually multiplying the nutrition. Um,
Wow.
so vitamin C content in cabbage is, 100 times more in a cultured sauerkraut, traditional, lacto fermented sauerkraut
Mhm.
than it would be in raw. So God's kind of given us a way of taking a whole food that's even really nutritious food raw, but also making it even more beneficial to our guts and helping it to really provide the good microbes.
Wow.
So yeah, so making sure that, and then probiotic supplement you mentioned, there's some great ones on the market. There's some also not good ones. Just
Okay.
the same thing applies to food, applies to
Yes.
supplements.
Yes.
You just don't want a ton of sugar in it. You don't want artificial colors, some of those things. You just want a really good a supplement that has at least 10 different spectrum,
Mhm.
different strains, I guess. So you heard of, broad spectrum antibiotics. It's kind of the same concept of broad spectrum probiotics.
Right.
So you want a little bit of a variety as much as you can of there's three main ones, but if you can jump up to at least 10 different strains, that allows your own gut, because you're going to have a whole different mix than the next person,
Hmm.
to be able to rebuild bacteria balance. And then you want it to have a higher count. I think than most people realize. So taking a 5 to 10 billion count of culture
Yeah.
kind of is not enough really to alter
Really.
the gut.
Okay. So what is the acceptable number? Like the preferable?
Yeah, you really are wanting to start with at least 20 billion.
20 billion. Okay.
And you want to slowly work up. Like right now, I take 50 billion in the morning and 50 billion at night. And it's 100 billion. I don't do that every day. So you kind of want to change it up a little bit, but people can go a lot higher than they realize on the actual count of
Mhm.
culture in a probiotic. So you want a broad strain, but then you also want a
Broad
high count.
strain,
Yeah.
high count.
Mhm.
Broad strain, high count. Okay.
Yeah. High
We're
and
learning so much today. Okay. Broad. You know, okay. That is very helpful. I didn't know that I would
the
need
last
that
thing with
much.
probiotics is really just getting that prebiotic piece in there too.
Okay.
So the food for the probiotic. So a lot of
Mhm.
times probiotics will say they contain prebiotic, and it's
Mhm.
really specific types of nutrients. A lot of times vegetables and the fibers in vegetables can help be that prebiotic food for the good bacteria in our guts. Um,
So
the
they both form the pro and the pre both form good bacteria. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you were looking for a supplement that says with prebiotics. You're looking for one that doesn't have sugar or color. You're looking for 20 billion or more generally, and you're looking for maybe 10 strain or more. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. And yeah, rebalancing that gut and helping that, the gut rebalance really starts all the way up with the upper GI. And so a lot of times with our members, we work to make sure that their pH in their stomach is optimal. So they're breaking down their proteins that they're eating,
Right.
re-pHing their stomach. We work with that. We work with enzymes, making sure they're able to break down the proteins that they're eating from an enzyme perspective, gallbladder function. So we look at all that north to south to finally get to the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
not an overgrowth of really harmful bacteria that we need to get rid of first and then we rebuild. So yeah, there's a lot to digestion, but man, once you um, really get that healed and balanced again,
Right,
that
right.
naturally can a lot of times naturally just improve mood.
Yeah,
That foundation.
stabilize, right? Just stabilizes us. If the gut is good and what we're eating, what we're putting in, we're stabilized what's inside, that's a beautiful combination. And now I understand, why, your program is considered to be holistic
Uh-huh.
because it's really it's really taking in the whole body,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the fact that we are it's so interconnected,
Hmm.
right? So and now I understand why you do the coaching,
Yeah.
because you know food is addictive, like
Yes.
like how hard is it, has it been, and for people who are having withdrawal symptoms from sugar,
Yeah.
right? And so like that must be difficult for people.
It can be for sure, but I'm glad you mentioned that because there is this short term, quick relief, quick stopping cravings, quick results with what we call amino acids, amino acid therapy.
Okay.
And so we really work with people to customize what amino acids they may be deficient in and help them rebuild very quickly and make some really quick changes. So, number one, they're not even really craving the sugar anymore.
Oh,
Number two, they're actually building a neurotransmitter like serotonin a little bit quicker. And then you can work on digestive wellness. It's going to take a little longer to kind of rebuild,
mhm.
that. So we want to do a little bit of short term, what we call smart relief care, not symptom management, but just a little bit of relief from a nutritional natural standpoint. But then we also want to work kind of foundational because you don't want to just treat symptoms, as we know. You don't want to just
Right.
give a quick fix because they'll crop up in some other way. You
Yeah.
have anxiety today, but it may be a thyroid issue tomorrow. All the same root, all the same root. So when you work on root cause from that really more of a functional medicine standpoint,
Mhm.
medication can provide some short-term relief, but then also these amino acids can support the medication and maybe potentially help with the right physician oversight to kind of transition away from the medication and start your body's own natural re-healing and rebuilding of those neurotransmitters. But that's also in conjunction of these functional systems like digestion. And the other one is metabolic balance. We won't get into that, but it has a lot more to do with the balancing of all of our energy system, our stress response, hormones.
Mhm.
That's a big piece. But even that is linked back to digestion as well. So
All connected.
it is all connected. And what we tell
All
ourselves, like that
connected.
self-talk, you're talking about, what we tell ourselves, what we believe, the
Mhm.
heart sends all those signals to the brain. In fact, more signals come from the heart to the brain than the brain to the heart even. And a lot of those signals from the heart to the brain actually have these neurotransmitters connection,
Yeah.
with them that impact, what we truly believe impacts what we think and feel. And really what we're working with is helping people that have these false moods that really aren't linked to reality. Maybe this
Right.
overwhelm, I can't get through life. And really, you look at it and all they have to do are three simple things in a day. It's not proportion to really what's going on. Or they, get way anxious over something that's maybe a little bit not too
Right.
much of a big deal
Yes.
or shouldn't be. Those are what we call these false anxiety, false moods. So the amino acids, I'll just highlight really quickly. There's mainly three that are really
Okay.
anti-anxiety that people can take, and you can even Google them, learn online. There's a lot of great
Okay.
health information on them. There's also some contraindications with amino acids, so it's not like anybody and everybody can just take it and it works for anybody and everybody. So
Mhm.
they want to be cautious. But that anti-anxiety food solution book walks you through some of that. And there's another book that I'll recommend at this point too, is called The Mood Cure,
Okay.
and
So
it's by
seeing that, okay.
yeah, Julia Ross.
All right.
Yeah, and she goes into depth with a lot of the neuronutrient kind of amino acids, more of the protocol and how to work through that. It's a lot of information. So we've kind of pulled all of it out of her books and add
Yes.
resources and put it into a course and put it into our coaching. So it makes it a little more customized, and so people aren't having to weed through. But they're great reads if someone was interested. Um,
Mhm. So
so
you were telling us about the three good amino acids.
yeah, so the amino acids are from proteins, and we have a
Okay.
pool that we can pull from. But if that pool gets depleted, or one or two neurotransmitters are low for various reasons, we can elevate those and really support those specifically and quickly. Like literally, people will feel a difference within minutes of taking an
Wow.
amino acid. Yeah, potentially if they're needing it. And if it's a
The
lot
body
lower
needs it.
balance, then maybe it's 3 or 4 days, before they feel a difference. But most amino acids you want to take away from meal, and with the exception of this one that I'll share. So there's one, two, three, and then I'll say two bonus ones.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them is theanine, Theanine.
Okay.
Yeah, so theanine is a really good calming amino acid. GABA is actually a neurotransmitter and
Okay.
an amino acid. And it's your
Hmm.
calming. It's kind of your relaxing, your inhibitory, what they call inhibitory neurotransmitter versus stimulating. And so GABA, especially with children having really a lot of anxiousness at night, because our
Mhm.
serotonin levels drop naturally at night, and melatonin, our sleep hormone, is made from serotonin. So if our
Yeah.
serotonin is dropping,
Yes.
right, we
Yes.
start to feel anxious, feel a little depressed, feel a little down, dark thoughts more at nighttime. So GABA right before bed helps a lot of times to relieve some of those nighttime
Um,
calming, anxiety. And then 5-HTP is a really good one. All of these amino acids, Samantha, are super inexpensive. That's the fun part. They're really affordable. And yeah, 5-HTP kind of sounds funny, but it is a
Pretty good. I've heard about it and I've recommended to people.
okay,
Yeah.
very good.
Hmm.
And that really is a precursor to serotonin. So you're helping your body build serotonin by taking 5-HTP and keeping that serotonin kind of what they call recirculating, right? In,
Hmm.
into
It's
it.
not dropping and causing a lot of
Right.
destabilization. So that,
Yeah. And if
wow.
5-HTP isn't working as well, like let's say somebody's not really noticing, then they could actually try tryptophan, which is an amino acid that forms serotonin, or they could try another one called SAM-E, SAM with a lowercase e. I'll have all this on the neuronutrient or nutrition, anti-anxiety nutrition solutions resources. And then the last nutrient I'll mention in conjunction with amino acids. Amino acids are a little bit more, they're pretty potent. They're pretty effective. Uh,
Right.
Magnesium is another, just a mineral.
Hey,
Yeah,
yes,
it's super calming that helps
it
us
is.
relax. So there's all kinds of different forms of magnesium. You can take it as Epsom salt baths. I'm sure you probably
Yes.
have that as one of your.
Yes.
It's a form of magnesium you absorb through your skin. You could do Natural Calm as a powder, and they have different versions of Natural Calm, and it's flavored naturally with stevia, sweetened with stevia. So you can mix it with some warm water at night, and it's a
Mhm.
form of magnesium that's easy absorbed. Um, you can have magnesium creams. Again, you can do it,
You may have the creams. Okay.
those are really great. There's a lot of times when you have sore joints or sore muscles, magnesium helps if you could do it topically, or there's even magnesium spray. Um,
Okay.
and then the last way is liquid. We kind of shy away from doing capsules or tablets with magnesium, or really in most minerals, because it needs, again, that whole digestive breakdown. And a lot of times our digestive function isn't as optimal, at least at the beginning. So
Right.
a liquid form, or soak it in through the skin form, is a little easier for our body to get the immediate benefit of magnesium and other minerals. But liquid magnesium, I will warn, is pretty nasty. So
Oh,
yeah, chase it with, I don't know, orange juice or something.
okay. Okay.
But it's great
But
to.
I'm happy to exist for those persons who are having a challenge. So that's at least that's another option.
Right, right. But I like the powder. The Natural Calm is a great. You can find it at Kroger, find it at Publix. You can find it all kinds of places called Natural Calm, and they have different flavors. And you literally, it's a powder. You mix it in with water, and it tastes a whole lot better. But it's magnesium basically. So yeah, so the amino acids and magnesium. There's plenty of Vitamin D is awesome. The B vitamins are great, especially
Yeah.
B6. If people aren't remembering their dreams, or their dreams are kind of nervous, causing anxiety, they probably
Mm-hmm.
need B6. Yeah. So,
That this has been excellent.
oh, good.
Because you really, what you did was educated us about, what's happening, in our bodies, and based on what we're eating, and then how we treat our gut and what we can do to make it healthy, and just how our brain is impacted. So this is very helpful, and you have given us a lot of options. So persons who are watching and who are struggling with anxiety, with all the strategies that you're using, you cannot not do nutrition.
Yeah.
This is key. That this is just mind blowing. This is so critical. So now I understand the need, and I hope people who are watching can understand the need for your service, because you just gave us this in a little nutshell. There's so much more to
Yeah.
unpack. So I want you to tell people, how to get in touch with you. What can they do if they want to, meet with you and get a personalized plan? Because as we discussed, I think it's important to identify that change is not easy.
Mhm.
And, it takes what you're doing, you're educating, you're giving options, and you're creating a way forward for people. And I
Mhm.
think that is needed. So you're coaching and supporting, educating, and all those, and providing options. So how can people get in touch with you and utilize your service?
Yeah, thanks again so much for having me. I know I covered a
Yeah.
lot. Really, the whole message is hope, because at the end of the day, when people realize, oh wow, I can do something to make a difference today and how I feel. I don't have to rely on, or it's not. This is not just a part of getting older. I can actually take in my health and my how I feel and look in my control, and with God's help and help of specific guidance,
Yeah.
really make a pretty quick turnaround for a lot of times, especially with moods. At the same time, getting some of these root health issues resolved, and they may find a number of symptoms go away,
Yeah.
sleep and energy and all of that. So, would love to talk more and just learn about. Really, our whole focus is not about a program. It's really about the person. So we work with
Mhm.
people in a very customized way through two main services. One is just our discovery meal plans, and it's a
Mhm.
subscription, and they can customize a specific meal plan. Let's say someone is really, their main complaint is anxiety. They maybe would
Mhm.
like to lose some weight, sure. They maybe would like some help with maybe some high blood pressure or something else, but their main
Right.
complaint is anxiety. We would really work with them to customize a meal plan um, for them that really helps build this anxiety balance back. And then they get one coaching session with that subscription, and it's just a monthly subscription.
Good.
We have a couple assessments we use to really target what people's nutritional needs are. And then the second way people can work with us, it's a little more in depth, and it's our functional medicine, what we call our weight mastery coaching track. And it's a phased approach. So we have 3 phases, and we work with, it's more of the health, total health. It really encompasses diet, rest, exercise, stress reduction, and supplements. Having all 5 of those, what we call dress for health success, working together. And it's through a phased process. And so, yeah, those 2 ways. You can find us at Eureka, EUREKA, Holistic, HOLISTIC, holisticnutrition.com, eurecaholisticnutrition.com. You can find us on Facebook, join our free group there, get a lot of good tips and interaction. And then we have the discovery coaching, discovery meal plans right there on our website. You can sign up and
Nice.
get a free discovery session. We can talk through some of your goals and really get to know what you're wanting to accomplish with nutrition and health. And would love to do that. And thanks so much for the opportunity to share today.
Yay. So I hope you were taking that down, or took a picture of the screen,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you need to have that information to get in touch with Eureka Holistic Nutrition.
Your
As she
email.
says, go ahead, Karen.
I meant to give, our email is connect,
Okay.
CONNECT, connect at eurecaholisticnutrition.com. And you can reach us by phone as well at 404
Mhm.
69, or sorry, 470-692-3516.
Okay, perfect. So there are multiple ways to reach out. And so it's right there, take a picture, write it down. You said it right. You're offering hope, you know, and that's the main goal of this series, is to really put people in the driver's seat, of their lives with regards to anxiety. It's having a chance to learn about what to do, and knowing that, as you said, you can have a say in this process.
Mhm.
You can make changes in your life to achieve the life that you want, to be healthy, to feel good, to be able to live well, and live abundantly. That's
Mhm.
the goal, right? To live abundantly. So thank you so much for joining me, Karen. Thank you so much for watching. And as I always say, I hope this was helpful. And just go out and live your best life and do the things that you need to do to live an abundant life, because you deserve that. You deserve that. And keep watching, and see you soon.